band. 32 years active duty. Been retired a couple of years. I'm not anticipating anybody here really has their heart set on being a video producer or a filmmaker. I mean, everybody's got a different dream and a different idea. And I know everybody here has their own success stories throughout their lives, whether it was sports when you were young or things you've achieved while you've been in the service that were dear to you, that meant a lot to you, and you put a lot of yourself into it because you cared. What I'm going to show you is part of a film that I produced, which was a huge project for me, something I never saw coming. But what it really represents is the fruition of an effort on my part to pursue my dream. As a musician in the band, I mean, I played saxophone my whole life, and that's what I did in the band. There came a point where, through a conversation with a friend of mine, it dawned on me that something else I really wanted to do with my life was be a filmmaker. And it just was such a, I couldn't even believe the words that came out of my mouth. I said, at 50 years old, I said, if I had it to do over again, I'd be a filmmaker. And it was like I spoke it into existence the moment it happened. And cursed my friend at the same time. Because I realized it wasn't too late. I could do something that I really wanted to do with my life. And I've never looked back. I mean, it started out with, how do I get started? Which is the question that everybody's going to have, regardless of your dream or your ideas. How do I get started? That's it. You start figuring that part out. Do I need equipment? Do I need training? Do I need to be part of a community of people that do what I do? Which I strongly recommend. If it's basket weaving, I don't care what it is. If there's something you like, I want to do this. Thanks to the internet, it's easy to find people that can help you. So, and that's how I started. Like, I've got to learn how to do it. I've got to learn what equipment I need. And then I've got to come up with ideas that will engage me, help me learn this stuff, and move the process forward. Because what really was inside of me trying to get out was a love for storytelling. I mean, if you watch TV, or you watch films, or you read, you're getting engrossed into stories. And if it's about people or something that you identify with or you're curious about, that's going to keep you drawn in and keep you caring about that story. And I just found that that was something that I was excited about, that I really loved. And I looked for stories that I thought deserved to be told. So in the process of learning these things, I eventually, and this is career-wise, how this has happened. Once I decided to do this and was learning the skills and making progress, and I'm in the band. So I was a producer in the band, which means I kind of helped with organize events and whatever. And one of my officers, the director, the leader of the ceremonial band, which is what I am, I stomped around Arlington Cemetery for 20 years in ceremonial band. Ironically, I'm under contract right now as the videographer for PAO of Arlington Cemetery. So, did not see that. Someone wanted to do a concert with a multimedia impact, and they wanted to do a slideshow. And I said, why don't we do a video? Why don't we do something that's more fun, more exciting? So that started that. Then suddenly my passion, the thing that I was doing, was tied in with the job that I had already. I started producing videos for the band to be shown at live concerts. A lot of variety there. Required that the conductors, it's like a Saturday night at the movies, you know, they're playing, they got to make sure the music is right with the film. It was really exciting. I'm like watching my films and hearing the Army band playing along with it. So again, that little idea led to something really, really very exciting and fun for me. They eventually created a full-time videographer position in the Army band. And they had me write up the job description so they could vet it. And they did, but they ended up offering me the job. So there you go. I changed careers, never left the building. And I can't help but believe that a lot of that comes from the fact that I was so passionate about what I was doing. They saw that. They saw my progress. They appreciated my efforts. And it paid off in that regard. So I would say be open. You guys are definitely at a point in your life where you're looking, and you're looking around, and just be observant, be imaginative, be creative, and be open. Because it might, I'm telling you, it can come from around the corner. You go, wow, it never dawned on me that I could do that. And it's not too late. It's not too late. So what I'm about to show you is just a portion of a film that I made. And this was an opportunity that came to me unexpectedly. Childhood friend of mine, another sax player in band. We grew up together. Never saw one another after high school. Reconnected on Facebook years later. Found out he lived in Montana. Hey Les, I'm coming to Washington, D.C. I'm playing bagpipes. So after 5 minutes of me laughing and giving him grief about that, he says that he picked up bagpipes along the way, became part of a bagpipe band in Helena, Montana, who happened to be associated with the 1st Special Service Force. Has anybody here ever heard of this 1st Special Service Force? What do you think it is? It's in the Army, I'll tell you that much. Anybody? It's really exactly what it sounds like. It was the 1st Special Forces. Okay, these guys were the grandfathers of the Green Beret and the Rangers. It was the first combined U.S.-Canadian military unit. They fought in World War II. I've been in the Army band for 25 years at this point. I'd never heard of these guys. And I've been to lots of ceremonies, seen lots of veterans groups. You know, I'm always tearing up when I see these guys laying wreaths, you know, because they're falling apart remembering their buddies. So it's always been an emotional connection that I've had. I didn't know anything about these guys. They were also known as the Black Devils. Whoever saw the William Holden film, The Devil's Brigade? Anybody ever see that movie? All right, that film is about their first big battle. And it's very Hollywood style. The guys didn't like it that much. But anyway, I want to show you a little bit of what I was able to do. Because of this connection with my friend, I learned about them, became engaged with them, met them, realized there was something here I didn't know. It was a story I really felt needed to be told. None of you know about these guys. It's one of my missions in life, is to let people know about the 1st Special Service Force. Real heroes, American and Canadian. Some of it's just archival stuff to, you know, help tell that story, but a lot of it I was able to find of those guys. Right. It's kind of remarkable.
That's what I was going to ask. What was your source for the original?
Library of Congress, the British government also has footage, and you can find that stuff. It's public domain. Right. Inglourious Bastards. Anybody seen the Tarantino film? Mm-hmm. Brad Pitt. He's wearing the Special Forces patch on his uniform. He's got the red spearhead. Not an arrowhead, it's a spearhead.
First you're collecting information, getting the people together. Mm-hmm. That in itself is a whole job of just investigation onto a unit and learning. Library of Congress, like you said. Then, of course, you have an overlay. I can see the levels in the music. You've got the music in the background. You've got the interviews. You've got that. Now, is that something you did all yourself, or did you hire out to other veterans something to actually work in the music, or work in the actual, put it all together? Because that's a lot of work for one person.
Well, let me just do my 100 push-ups right now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I did all of that.
Really?
I did everything but the music. Mm-hmm. The music, I hired a friend of mine who's a composer with the Army Field Band. Okay. And he did this on the side.
I figured you had connections with music.
Yeah, I finished the film, handed it to him, and he wrote an original score. Okay. And it's thematic. Go to my website, victoryremembered.com. I've got lots of pages there, lots of videos. I've broken the film down into separate chapters. So if somebody's interested in a particular story about these guys, they can find the description, find the chapter, and watch a much shorter video. It's a much better tool for historical purposes. It's a lot more fun, and it'll look a lot better on your computer. Yeah.